Hi everyone, welcome to Heuristique. My name is Nico and I'm one of the readers on the channel. So today is just going to be another daily and it's general, it may or may not resonate. Let's hope something in it does. And they're timeless, so whenever you find this video, hopefully is when it's meant for you. So without further ado, let's just get started. Okay, Gazelle, interesting. So I already feel I am getting very emotional off of this card. I'm almost seeing like tears in your eyes, borderline. It feels very, it feels like you're just crying is, I'm sorry, that's so a lot, you know, just at the beginning of the reading, but I'm really being like punched in the face with it. It just feels like, it feels like I'm just bawling, you know, and not like that kind of bawling. It feels like something you had to let go of, or yeah, it does feel like setting sun. It's just causing you so much emotion and upheaval is what I'm hearing, you know. And it's interesting because you are resting. It's weird, I've never read that card as crying before. Fox, I wonder if, and you can see it's like the orange imagery of the setting sun right here. It's like seeping into the fox card, right? Like all around it, it's like the orange is sinking through. It's coming through quite clearly, you know, someone you see as, you know, a soulmate or like twin flame, if you will, that you have to let go of. That I'm just hearing it now where you're like, there is no one else for me but them, you know. It's very, this isn't something you want to be doing. This isn't a person you want to let go of. Oh my God. This is someone, I can really feel it. You're just like, no, I don't want to let them go. They're mine. Like, that is my person. I love them. And it's like, I don't know, it's like, I want to say they know, but at the same time, it's almost like it's just around them, right? Like it's just starting to seep in. So I'm wondering if your person is just starting to realize how much you actually care for them. But there is this sense of an ending, which is causing like a lot of emotions. So let's see, Owl. This is so interesting. Owl and Scorpion, okay. You know, the orange imagery, this orange and yellow is coming up so much for you guys. So sacral and solar plexus chakra. And with the Scorpion sting, I just feel like I'm getting regret from your side. I'm getting like something you said, something, you know, you might have felt burned or something. It feels like you feel very burned from this situation. There we go. You feel like, I am getting the sense of like hopelessness almost, of like, how will it ever work out? This card is about forgiveness, so I feel like forgiveness is very heavy right now. Not only in forgiving yourself, but I'm hearing like forgiving what you did to this person. I don't think it was anything like god awful or like terrible, but you know, like we're human, we all mess up, like we hurt each other unintentionally. And it just seems like that's what you're having trouble sort of processing, if you will. It's almost like you're having trouble forgiving yourself. You're like kicking yourself almost. You're just like, it's just really coming through, right? Like this imagery, like always on your mind is what I'm hearing now. It's like you're always stewing over this person, place, or situation where you felt it went so wrong when it had the ability, you know, like Fox. This is one of the best cards for like a relationship, a partnership, anything like that. Fox energy can be so good when it's in its high vibration, which I do feel like this one is. I feel like this is a good person, you know, I really like this. Fox, like, I really like this card today, and how it's like your energy is seeping into this person. Like, they're starting to really feel you, is what I'm hearing. It's almost like, you know, it's that whole thing where you think of something so much, it starts manifesting, right? So I almost want to say you've thought about this person so much, you know, whatever situation happened, wherever you felt burned, or maybe you did the burning where you're like, it's just regret is what I'm hearing. A lot of regret of like what I could have done, what I should have done. And your person is like picking up on it very literally. They're hearing you across the wavelength. And with this card, I do think it's coming around your person more so you. It's clairvoyance. It's a bounty is on the way, you know? There is something about this reading, you know, maybe you are thinking about apologizing. Maybe that's been on your mind for a while. And I mean, if that is the case, then yes, like absolutely you should, because this person is coming across very receptive. You know, owl energy always reminds me of the crone. It is sort of motherly, but I definitely do associate it more with grandmother. So I almost wonder if this person is very, you know, in the weirdest way, like grandmother-like they have the wisdom that is far beyond their years, you know? So if you did show up to this person, you did apologize, I see them taking it very, very well, you know? I see them, you know, being receptive to it and saying, okay, like, let me hear you out. They can already feel you, so I don't see why they wouldn't hear you at this point. I also want to say they have a 360-degree view of a lot of things, you know, the way owls can turn their heads. Owls are also, this is something very interesting, and it's coming through, so I wonder why. Owls are some of the most quiet flyers ever. If you Google it, it is the most interesting thing ever to see how quietly an owl's wing noises compared to other birds. You can barely hear them, especially a barn owl. The way it just flies, it is so silent. It's beautiful, majestic, right? So this person, I want to say they're more subtle than you. I feel like they just project this very calming like energy that's just, it's beautiful. It feels like a wave of calmness. That's just what they emulate. Like, very beautiful, very flowing, very in their own abundance, if you will. And I think what's very interesting about them is, you know, they have both eyes on you. In the same way you kind of are looking at them like that. The owl, and like owl especially, is very similar to the eyes of the gazelle. So I almost wonder if, you know, you're looking at them crying and they're kind of looking at you crying. You're both kind of just, yeah, you both really, I'm just feeling it. Like, your hearts are very heavy right now. And I think it's this overwhelming, it feels very overwhelming, you know, almost, you know, when we feel things so deeply that we find it hard to express it, so we just start crying, you know? If someone means so much to us, it just, even just the thought of them not being with us, or them or us never seeing them again, or, you know what I mean? Something like that, where it's so much to feel that you just sort of burst into tears. That's very much how it feels on your side. But also with the owl card, the way it's mirroring like the gazelle's eyes, I want to say, like, they have some of that too. It's not just one-sided. Let's see, dragonfly. Yeah, so I think the thing is, you guys are really questioning if this is real or not, because this card talks about if your mind is still or if it's restless. So obviously when we're crying, when there's such a big surge of emotions that we don't even know what to, you know, do with, we're just crying to release it. We do have to question how stable our mind is. But yeah, I don't know. It almost feels like, because you're having this overwhelming feeling, once you sort of take a step back from it, it's almost like then you'll really know what to do. because it does feel like right now you're just crying, you know? It just, it kind of just feels like right now you're just going through the regret of it. You're going through forgiving yourself, forgiving them maybe, you know? It takes two to tango. You're sort of learning to let go of the past, but you're still gripping onto them, if that makes sense. You've let go of what happened in the past, but you still almost have like a vice-like grip on them, and your mind 1000% does. You know, what was I saying? You've just been thinking about them so much and feeling them that they're starting to feel and think about you now. So with Dragonfly coming out to sort of clarify this whole thing, I think that, I mean, I know it's really cheesy, but I think meditation would really serve you well right now. I think that obviously this is a very emotional time, other than the external world. Internally, I feel like a lot of people are going through their own trauma, their own turmoil, getting into more arguments, getting a little feisty, you know. Being inside will do that to you, right? That's why they say one of the best things to cure depression, not cure depression, but help ease depression, is like going for a walk. And obviously we can't really do that right now. So I'm gonna actually, I haven't done this for any other reading, but I'm gonna get the Lover's Oracle and I'm gonna pull a card from here. These are really nice cards. I love them so much. And I'm gonna pull a couple cards just to see, because I do feel like this is a love reading. You know, I could try to say it's like job or career, but just with the amount of emotion that came out from the start, I do think this has to do with love. So let's just see what comes out. Let's see what... Are there any final messages? I think I'm gonna pull 3. I think 3 is a good number. 3, there we go. So the one that flipped up was this one. Beautiful. It says, manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. Like, what was I saying? There really is something between you and this person, you know? You're both like mourning the loss of each other almost. And I think once you guys get past this emotional, you know, this extreme emotional upheaval, there is going to be this clarity that comes, and you'll know what action to take to make things right again. Balance, perfect. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. I mean, absolutely, right? As I was saying, it's like you need to not only forgive yourself, but also a part of them, because as it keeps coming up, it takes two to tango, you know? Even if, you know, I'm kind of getting you feel most of the burden is on you, you know? You feel like, I should have done this, I should have said that, I should have done that, like, you know what I mean? But they feel the same way, right? There's so much mirroring in this. And then this is so funny. It says, wait, don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. So what was I saying? Like, once you take a step back from how emotional you're feeling and how much is actually coming out, because I do feel like a lot of stuff is coming out of you, right? Like this uncontrollable emotional purge, if you will. And it's a purge because you just care so much, you know? Like, I could beat around the bush, but it just really seems like you really love this person with all your heart. And, you know, this whole wait, don't rush. As I said, it's like you're letting go of a lot of things, but you're not letting go of them. It's like you're letting go of the toxicity in you and in them, but you're not letting go of them. It's really... it's beautiful. It's compassion, right? Empathy, compassion, love, unconditional love. And I'm glad it says wait, because this doesn't necessarily mean like don't, you know, talk to them or try to make things right. I think it just means definitely in this reading, let it take its course. You know, there's no need to rush in. You can how do I explain this? You can still jump in with 2 feet without rushing in, you know? And I know that kind of doesn't sound like it would work, but believe me, there's a certain way to approach this in which you both will come out of it healed, you know? There's a lot of healing right now around this relationship, and your dream is soon to become a reality, you know? this could have been something you've been thinking about for a long time, wanting to reach out, wanting to make things right, wanting to sort of just get back, you know? It feels, I'm literally just seeing two, it's like the red string of fate. I'm just seeing two people walking in different directions and just having this string still attached to them. And then it's like all of a sudden you guys got to the end and the string just like whips you back together. That's kind of how it feels. Yeah, it's this tug at your heart. It's so powerful. And I love that balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. That's kind of how it feels. It feels like you two force each other to face your shadow, you know, go through some dark night of the soul, really, what was I saying? Purge. You guys are purging this, and it does feel, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of rage, there's a lot of sadness, there's a lot of disappointment. But on the flip side, there's also so much love and compassion and empathy and healing and beauty, really. It's a paradox. This whole reading is, that might be you two. Just you two as a couple, or you two as two individuals. You're just such a paradox. Like, it's, you know, you're one and the same. It's so beautiful. I think I'm gonna end it there. I don't want to, you know, I just feel like it needs to be left as it is. So once again, manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Really believe that. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. Like, yes, 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 yes. Anyway, guys, happy Friday. I don't know why. I love Friday readings. They're just my favorite. I love Fridays, the day of love. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have an amazing day. And I love you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.